What do geophysics and auto-tune have in common? More than you might imagine. The intriguing tale of how a technology from an entirely different realm found its way into the heart of music, forever altering its course, is actually quite fascinating. In this video, we delve deep into the extraordinary origins of the beloved vocal tuner and uncover its inner workings. Whether you're a staunch auto-tune enthusiast or a critic, one thing is undeniable. Auto-tune has left a permanent mark on music production. And yet, many don't realize that it owes its very existence to a science used to explore our planet.
It's all linked together, but it's linked together by the mathematics.
That was auto-tune's inventor, Andy Hildebrand, a research engineer with a background in stochastic estimation theory and digital signal processing, two fields that combine to give us the ability to manipulate the human voice in real time using a limited amount of data.
And I knew exactly how to do it because of my geophysical technology.
The whole process has been described by others as listening to lightning and trying to figure out the shape of the surrounding clouds.
Specifically, it uses a technique called autocorrelation, which is used extensively in the oil industry.
Hildebrand worked in a seemingly unrelated field as a geophysicist for Exxon, where his primary task was developing innovative oil locating techniques. Andy employed a method of sending sound waves into a canyon and meticulously measuring the time it took for those waves to return.
Another model from geophysics is what happens to the waveform as it goes down through layers of the Earth. Each new layer, some of it's reflected back and some of it continues down, depending on what the change in density and velocities are.
Through these methods, Andy was able to construct an intricate map of the canyon's underground structure, guiding oil rig workers with precision to accurately target hidden oil deposits deep underground. Fast forward a bit, and Andy is now working on an invention that can pitch a singer's voice up or down, using methods he developed in his geophysics work.
When you take a pitch and, say, raise it just by resampling the waveform, pretty quickly you begin to sound like a chipmunk. So what my arithmetic does is it computes the shape of your throat, and it takes that out of the data.
Now, unless you've lived under a rock, chances are you have heard of auto-tune used on your favorite songs. Though granted, even if you had been living under a rock, Andy would probably still have found you. Auto-tune first rose to prominence when Cher used it on the song Believe, but it had been around for some time before that.
I had the automatic mode completely implemented, and I could demonstrate it with a live singer. It worked in real time. Within a year, every major studio had it, and they were using it on a lot of music.
The tuning worked across multiple genres as long as you matched the tuning speed to the right type of song.
There's songs that are slow, like a ballad, long notes, and there's songs that are fast, like, a rap kind of song. You want to correct the pitch on a rap song pretty quickly, but you don't want to correct the pitch that quickly on a slow ballad. It will sound weird. So you turn it to a slow setting for a ballad, you turn it to a faster setting for a rap artist or someone who's singing a faster song.
And as fate would have it, in creating the graphical user interface for auto-tune, Andy decided to leave one crucial aspect open to the user.
So there's a dial on the interface that is the amount of milliseconds to get halfway to the scale pitch. So just for the heck of it, I said, I'll let it go to 0. And that makes this instantaneous change in pitch. And that's the effect that Cher used.
Since then, many artists, including T-Pain, have used auto-tune not only as a pitch correction tool, but also as an effects unit.
I didn't think anybody would ever use that feature. It sounds strange.
The process of changing the pitch, it seems, is pretty simple.
By the way, auto-tune is nothing fancy when you get down to it. It's multiplying and adding. Changing the pitch of a repeated cycle is easy to do, but in order to do those things flawlessly, you have to know exactly what is the pitch of the cycle right now.
By sampling just 2 cycles of a singer's voice, auto-tune can create many cycles out of a few.
You can take out cycles and throw them away and stretch the data and make fewer cycles, which lowers the pitch.
However, things are far more complex for modelling a singer's voice in real time. For that, Andy leans on his methods from geophysics for mapping out oil deposits.
The application to the human voice is you can model the throat the same way. You can separate the throat up into about 50 layers and say that those are discrete shapes or discrete circles, if you will. So you have a throat that's shaped like this with 50 samples. When you do that, you can compute the shape of the throat in real time.
Once the throat modelling is done, pitch shifting the vocal involves removing the throat from the data, leaving behind the essential pitch information to receive further manipulation before the throat modelling is then reconnected to the new pitch.
So it makes that pitch now sound like a hiss. It's as if I took the head of the singer and cut it off right above the vocal cords. Then I raise the pitch. Then I put the head back on. Now you've got a singer who can sing up and down an octave or two and you never know it.
It's incredible to think that oil exploration technology and geophysics, so different and distant from the world of music, could have such a vast influence we still feel today. Other vocal tuning plugins have since entered the marketplace, but the legacy of auto-tune as an industry trailblazer lives on. Whether you like the sound of it or not, you've got to marvel at the work of incredible inventors like Andy, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what's next. With the rise of artificial intelligence, the next few years of audio production will see some exciting developments for sure. And if you're one of those people who has a love-hate relationship with auto-tune, Andy has a message for you.
I just build a car. I don't drive it down the wrong side of the freeway.
Very good.
Thanks for watching and happy mixing.